Hello, community.
Hey,
We're
y'all.
back.
Hello.
I'm Selena,
I'm Marissa.
I'm Pamela.
and this is a Just Look vlog. Today, we're talking about Black-led organizing. Now, what that mean to y'all?
I thought we were talking about Black-led organizing in Seattle specifically.
The topic is just Black-led organizing, but if you want to make it specific to Seattle for you, then
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, that's where all of my experience in organizing as a Black leader has come from.
Okay.
Can I say something
oh,
that
absolutely.
I was thinking that was interesting? Because after we asked that question, it made me think, who's leading these leaders? From what I sit back when I'm watching the community and watching how people are moving through here, and a lot of them, for me, are not moving in a direction that benefits their communities. So it made me think, who's leading the leaders?
It just got deep in here.
Right? And if you think about it,
Yeah.
the leader should be led by the community, right?
Yes.
Because the community is telling us what we want. We know what the community wants. We bring the community what the community wants.
Yeah, because who's leading you, for me, translates to who are you accountable to.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it better be the community.
So that's what made me think of that when you said the lead, because when I look at, that's what we do. You know, we ask the community, what do you need? And plus having been in part of that community and knowing the needs, because I mean, one thing we grew up, I grew up knowing was, well, not need, because I actually grew up in a family that was upper middle class. But then I learned need.
Right.
I learned
Yes.
homelessness.
Absolutely.
You know, we went through that journey. And so I kind of know how that feels, you know. and
Yeah,
it's
we know need.
And so, and when I watch the leaders in this community, and I've been here over a decade, it makes me wonder who's leading them, because I don't see a lot of community. I see cliques. And for me, community shouldn't have cliques. Community means we all work together as a collective. You know, not I'll help these people over here because, you know, I might have grew up with them or something.
Right, who are just one small part of my community.
We don't pick and choose who we help. And I even thought of one question was posed to me, because, you know, people know we are definitely a pro-Black organization. And one lady asked me one time, "Does that mean you don't help white kids?" And I said, "Honey, I'll help any kid. You know, it doesn't matter to me what color. I love, no matter what color a kid is or who a kid is. I mean,
Well, that really sounds like anti-Blackness to me,
It
because
is, but you get asked that.
there's always an assumption when you're trying to be pro-Black. You can't be pro-Black without it being
And I can
pro-Black.
love my people and love other people too. I can prioritize my people, and I had to explain to them, honey, we can't go everywhere and get help, but others can. And so that's why we have a system that is designed to hold us down.
Yeah.
So we have to design a system within our communities to lift us
To
up.
uplift us.
Yeah, when
Yes.
I think about like Black-led organizing, I think about like collaboration, actually, because we
Yes.
do a lot of
And
collaborating in
Oh,
the Black
yeah.
community
Ooh, yes.
in our organizing. But the other part is like the Black-led organizing with collaboration comes to mind. Also, collaboration with other communities, and here's why. For Abundance of Hope Center in particular, we know like our first language, you know, that we serve most is English, but then after that, we know it's Vietnamese and Spanish, right?
Yes.
So we are serving communities outside of ourselves. We're serving communities that are neighboring ours. We're serving communities that are in community with our community, right? So when it comes to Black-led organizing, to me, I think we need to not only be organizing for our community, but we also need to be realistic about our impact. And the reality is that Black organizations, we serve outside of our community. That is the reality.
We do.
We prioritize outside of our community as well. That's the reality, right? So for me, I'm like, yeah, Black-led organizing is very powerful. It's very impactful. I don't know of
and
like
inclusive.
Right, and it's extremely inclusive. That's the
we
other
are
part,
so
because our
inclusive.
impact spreads. Like, I know as me, like, if I see an organization that's Black-led, I will feel comfortable to go there for services. If I see an organization that's Native-led, that's Asian and Pacific Islander-led, I'll be like, you know what? Those services are for those communities. So I literally, like, and I don't know if that's, like, an internalization because of, you know, the experiences that we have with anti-Blackness as a community. When we go outside of our community, you know, there is that anti-Black pushback sometimes. So I don't know if it's that or what, but I feel pride in knowing that communities trust us to serve them and to know their needs and to be able to meet them in a holistic and non-judgmental way. And that's also what I think of when I think of Black-led organizing.
Coming from a place of love.
Yes.
And family.
And inclusivity.
Yes.
But sometimes still fault. Sometimes still
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely there. But I think of kind of that like double-edged sword of, you know, Black organizing, where we're organizing and we're working to end these systemic inequities that really harm our communities. And then we also have to deal with that racist system in the organizing as well. So it's like literally that double-edged sword of like, we're not only dealing with the systemic racism to help our community, but then we're personally having to deal with it as well on literally and don't forget, every level.
Operating and organizing through your trauma while it's happening, as you're seeing your people dying on the street and their murderers.
And then having to regurgitate and spell out this trauma for grants and
to people who are
the people who have literally caused such trauma. And you know what I mean?
Like I explained, it's basic language everybody should understand. We have been in a domestic violence relationship with America for the past 600 years. That is what we're in. And it's like for me, because I know for me, it's like having to go to an abuser, your abuser, and say, hey, I need you to give me some funds so I can take care of our babies. That's what it's like for me.
My babies
and that is so degrading. Because of you. And that's so degrading, so humiliating. And not only that, if my abuser really cared, I wouldn't have to ask. I wouldn't have to ask because it wouldn't be a need. And the need is obvious. It's not something, and it's old. It's obvious and old. And we're having to ask for crumbs. Are you kidding me? And what hurts the most is that we have a community out there and not everybody is working for us. And that's the issue. They don't, it's like it's like I don't want to work as a community. I want to be seen.
And it's more like, insidious than that a lot of the time.
It really is.
Because it does come with that, I'm here for the community. I want to be a part of the change narrative a lot of the time. And then it's more of like the proof being in the pudding kind of thing.
And like
that's why Just Look exists, actually. You guys just surround back.
You can show me better than you can tell me. Absolutely. And I always told if you'll do, definitely, you can show me.
Yeah, that's really powerful though. Like Black-led organizing, it comes with all the joys and pains of being a part of the Black community, right? It's so nuanced, it's so strong, and it's weak and vulnerable in other ways. You know what I mean? Like it's absolutely astonishing. But the things that we're able to accomplish as a community in the face of historical and ever-present and always evolving and changing oppression
through Black organizing, which is really great. And I just want to kind of end it by saying that it's that double-edged sword. It's hard. It's very powerful. Black-led organizing is strong. Black-led organizing is literally what we need. Black-led organizing is going to save the world.
Mark my words. In Black-led organizing.
Yeah.